This is 12 3-minute rounds. Boxers, please.
12th round for European Boxing Championship. May the best man win. Good luck to both of you. Go back to corner.
The prestigious European 8 stone 6 belt on the line. Hackney's Ian Napa, hoping to become the latest English winner and joining the illustrious names of the past, like George Digger Stanley and Alan Rudkin. But the present champion, Carmelo Ballone, well, he could prove a difficult obstacle. 2 quality men, quality boxers. Who do you give the edge to, Jim?
Well, I think, believe it or not, Napa, I think, has boxed in better class, although it's always been at British domestic level. But I think Britain's fairly strong at this weight in Europe. So some impressive performances from Ballone, but I think the better opposition at Napa. It's just the strength factor that worries me with Napa. He's overcome all the other physical disadvantages, height, lack of power, but the strength is something that could show itself at this level, and this fellow really does look strong. Early impressions.
Yes, he looks a lot bigger than Ian Napa, but he's had those problems to contend with in the past. The little Hackney man, he's fluctuated in weight. Got the middle of the ring already, also the southpaw style for Napa to deal with.
Yeah, and he's not wild. He looks fairly controlled, just taking his time. Napa likes to draw mistakes from opponents. This fellow seems to be patient, just having a good look. Just maybe looks as though he wants to try a couple of things out in the opening round.
Yeah, the word is that Ballone's sparring has gone very well. He's got plenty of fans here with Italian flags because he was born in Sicily, based now in Belgium, but they're making quite a racket behind us. And that's normally a good sign if a champion brings a following.
Napa just a little bit tentative in the early stages of the opening round. Just, I mean, as I say, he likes to draw mistakes, he likes to be patient, he likes to build rhythm into a fight. But I wonder if the couple of thumps he's taken on the arms already have let him know this fellow is a decent puncher. Good work from the champion there.
Yeah, long arms and some power behind them. 10 knockouts in his 21 wins for Ballone. Napa's really grown into the 8 stone 6 division, but he still could probably make super flyweight at 8'3". Does a good big man beat a good little one.
And Ballone doesn't seem interested in throwing light punches, does he? He's stepping in, his defences are wide, obviously not worried about Napa's power. But every punch he's let go in this opening round has been a thumping shot. Napa blocked some of them, but maybe not offensive enough himself as far as winning the open session goes.
It's a little tentative with his own jab, Ian Napa. Likes to get into a rhythm, uses quick hands and excellent defence. Rolls his shoulders, moves well, puts the combinations together. But a good start from Ballone. Welcome back to an almost atmospheric York Hall Bethnal Green. There is the Belgian butcher, Carmelo Ballone. And Ian Napa's corner, Brian Lawrence leading it. He's been a massive incentive and a big part in the rejuvenation of Ian Napa. James Cook, also with him Marvin Stone, a tight-knit team, the red and black trunks of the 30-year-old Ian Napa. You could literally walk to the venue tonight. Loved by fight fans. Can he produce it when it really matters? Up in European class against this Carmelo Ballone. Solid look about the champion, but is there anything special about him?
He's maybe a little bit tense, Ballone. It's as though he's biting on that gum shield for the full 3 minutes of the opening round. Winding up shots, everything he throws, as I say, has the power behind it. So Napa's going to have to find a way to cope with this strength and still get his own punches off.
5 stoppages on the spin. Loose and languid with those arms. Obviously will fancy his chances of taking Napa out. But he has been more inactive than Napa. And that could be key.
I think Ballone's tactics are good in the early stages. He's fighting in little bursts. He's not taking any punches in between times. He's not committing himself. Nothing silly. Just patient, taking his time and looking to land powerful shots. There he goes again. He waits until Napa goes into a defensive shell and can't really come back with much. Then he lets his own punches go. I think he has a fair idea of the game, this fellow. Good solid left hand from the champion.
Good movement though from Napa. He's just beginning to wind up a few body shots. So neat and controlled when he's boxing well, Ian Napa. He has the tricks and the slick style to give anyone a hard night. Has he got the power and the authority to rip this title off Ballone?
Well, that was a good response from Napa there. Just looks like he's been bullied at times. So out in the centre of the ring, rather see him out here, even if he wants to counter, I'd rather see him do it away from the ropes.
Napa's enjoyed good sparring with, amongst others, Isham Pickering, who switched round to southpaw for him to help out. And he would have met plenty of southpaws in the amateurs as well, Napa, albeit a long time ago, but he was a precocious England star and huge things were expected of him. Haven't quite worked out like that, but he's in red-hot form at the moment.
Well, responded well in this round, Napa. The champion who really has a loose defence has stood off a little bit more. Not much to split them in this round. Like Napa towards the end of it.
Bam, bam, hit him underneath straight away. Move out a little bit.
A tight, tactical tussle if the first couple of rounds are anything to go by. That was close, that last session.
Yeah, but I think the fact that Napa was the one who improved in that session, which is fairly important. Ballone, I mean, nothing subtle about him. He just wants to march Napa down, force him into defensive moves before he lets the punches go. So I think Napa leading off a little bit more often might work.
The white trunks of Carmelo Ballone, 32.5 years of age. Confident look about him, second defence of the title. Stands at 5'5" to Napa's 5'1". Napa would like to get close and try and get some rhythm going in his boxing and frustrate Ballone.
Seems to like to lead with the left hand from the southpaw stance. Ballone caught Napa a couple of times in this round, but he's on the back foot, which is good news because then his strength, that worried knee, won't come into play quite so much. Good left hand work again from Ballone.
Yeah, we presumed he would have a very good idea of the game. A split decision loss, but very close one in Italy to Simone Maladrotu, and tighter than when Napa fought Maladrotu. Good work from Napa. Might just have the edge in speed because he's the naturally lighter man. Wants to frustrate Ballone, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I like the fact that I like him when he's off the ropes with room to move back, move side, just leave a little escape. Because Ballone is strong and he does wind up the powerful shots.
Clever short left uppercut just went in from Ballone. Didn't land flush, but trying things out.
Napa flicking with punches at the moment. See, I think the patience of Ballone is a bit of a problem. Napa's a wonderful counter puncher, likes to draw mistakes. But this fellow is very controlled, doesn't look to be easily rattled. I'm impressed with Ballone so far in this round.
Yeah, boxing freely, isn't he, Ballone?
And the left-hand lead is working so well. It's very unusual from the southpaw stance, and it's giving Napa some problems. He doesn't seem to see it coming. There it goes again.
looks in charge at the moment, Carmelo Ballone. But Ian Napa did lose the first 3 rounds in this very ring against Lee Haskins, and he managed to stop Haskins, his only inside schedule win for Napa. So he can take time to get into a fight, but he can't give too many early rounds away.
Not enough purpose in what Napa has done for the last half minute or so. He finished the second round a bit stronger. A low blow again.
Yeah, timeout. Just scored before the bell.
Quicker sometimes, boom. As soon as you touch him, throw it. You don't have to wait so long.
They're working hard in that blue corner.
Right, but he's trying to set a hard pace, but he's feeling it already.
See the odds now. Ballone more of a favourite, 11-4 on Napa, out to 2-1 against. It hasn't been the dream start, has it, for Napa?
No, he's looked a little bit tentative at times. I think Ballone looks slightly more comfortable of the two. He's had good little spells in the rounds we've had so far. And I think he needs a bit more method, a bit more purpose in what he's doing. There's that left hand which has given Napa all sorts of problems. Holding with the right while he was throwing it then right enough.
Yeah, he's trying to take physical charge, isn't he, and bully Napa around the ring, use that size advantage.
Yeah, well, I thought that's what counted against him, as I said earlier with Malyu draw to. He just couldn't cope with the strength, couldn't make an impact or an impression. When he came off with a second prize. Great performance. They're both holding and hitting here. Ballone's holding Napa's hands there, yeah. Well, he's warning Napa, but I thought Ballone was holding and hitting there.
Absolutely, ref slow in as well. Erkki Marinen from Finland, who we've seen over here before. I think he refed a Michael Hunter fight, which ended in a bit of controversy. Napa just out of range with the left jab.
I just think Napa needs a couple of kind of snappy punches to give this fellow something to worry about. He's been popping, that's exactly what we're looking for. Show this fellow that he punches harder than his record suggests. That left hand giving him so many problems though. It's an awkward shot coming from that southpaw stance.
He doesn't often miss Napa like that, Wild with the hook. The flashes and bursts aren't quite there at the moment tonight. Not a real comfortable look to Napa as Ballone tries to close the range.
I mean, he really seems to concentrate on that left hand, but he's got it working areas again. I mean, it's good the way he waits until Napa has no escape. Good response again from Napa. There's that thumping left hand again. Holding and hitting again, though.
Napa electing to trade to answer a few back.
Well, he has to do this. He's not going to out-trick this fellow. He's not going to outsmart him. He's going to have to do what he's done in the past. His gritty. This is good from Napa.
Excellent body shot from Ian Napa, went in there. And that made Ballone just retreat and think for a moment.
Well, Napa needs to make an impression, and this is the first signs we've seen that he's able to do that.
Ballone's already suffered 2 defeats through his 8-year career. One was that split decision to Maladrotti. The other was when he was disqualified for hitting and holding.
Yeah, Napa putting a little bit of spite into the punches now. That's what's required. You can't allow this fella to roll over. Roll over you, so you have to meet him with decent shots, and that's what he's doing now. Much better from Napa.
Encouragement for Team Napa at the end of the 4th.
Prize Fighter returns next Friday. This time it's the turn of the welterweights. We're back here at the York Hall in Bethnal Green. That's Friday, 8 o'clock on Sky Sports 1.
10 seconds.
Yeah, we'll all be here for it. I'm sure Ian Napa will as well. He's a real boxing fan, a historian. Studies the greats. Bojack, Ike Williams, Kid Gavilan, favourites of Ian Napa. Tried to base his style as well on Floyd Mayweather and James Toney, the slick movers. Never had the power, really, before Napa. But he's found the punches and the flow to win the Lonsdale belt outright. now in European class, and positive signs at the end of the last one against Ballone. But Ballone starting the 5th strong.
See, Napa finds this tough the way Ballone walks him into the corner without throwing it on. Great response again from Napa.
There's a back cut, Jim. There's a back cut for the right eye of Ballone.
And it was a that caused it. It was the left hook that caused it.
And immediately he's gone back to his corner. There's a timeout called.
I think Ballone was claiming the head caused it. Well, Ballone knows better than me, but he must have felt it.
A head clash caused the cut in the 5th round. And it's a head clash. The referee is just telling everyone at ringside, which means it will go to the scorecards beyond 4 rounds now, if that is stopped because of it. So it wasn't a punch, Jim.
Yeah, well, Napa landed a couple of hooks, then we saw the blood, but you could see Ballone claiming the headbutt. He obviously felt it, and it was.
Well, if it stops soon, that might not be good for Napa, who may not have got much change out of the first 3 rounds. Might spur him on, though, Napa. And how will that affect Ballone?
See, this is what's giving Napa the problem. The way Ballone walks him right into the corner. Doesn't come at himself at long range to give him room for the counters. So I think he's going to have to mix it up with him in centre ring. Don't think he can be allowed to have himself backed into corners.
Yeah, hardened and still an authoritative feel to the work of Carmelo Ballone. Napa's just got to stay with him.
Napa's missing with the jabs at long range. He's just flicking with it. He's just trying to draw in Ballone in to make those mistakes, which he's refusing to do. See, he's precise, he's taking his time, just picking his spots to let the punches go.
Just trying to physically get to him in the neutral corner, Ballone, and chip away at Napa.
Well, Napa's been in this kind of action before, so we know he can do it. He's not a big puncher, but he's gritty enough.
Very much so, huge heart. Firing back well here, Napa. It will mean so much to him if he can lift the European title, but it is the property of Carmelo Ballone, who has the feel of a proud champion.
Well, he looks to be the one just breathing that little bit more heavily at the moment. I thought he had a decent round for the first 2 minutes of it.
They get to work on the eye in the corner, and this is how it happened.
Yeah, with the jab from Napa, yep, no question, that's the heads together. And there was the little left hook that I thought caused it, but the clash had already done the damage. There it goes there, pretty obviously, a little head clash. So, we'll see how Ballone copes with that. I mean, Napa had taken the punch and tried to come back with a counter, purely accidental. But that's what caused the damage.
Just taking a deep breath there, Ballone, head down, and Napa's ready to go. They're slow getting out the corner, the Belgian team. Back to the action. And the good news for Napa supporters out there is that he's been 12 rounds 6 times before, Ballone only once.
Well, Adam, I don't speak the language, but that sounded like a pep talk Ballone was getting in there, as though maybe he's been in that corner complaining about things. That's the case. That's good news for little Napa.
Fought in European class for a long time before he won the title, though, Carmelo Ballone. Really seasoned, but so too Napa, who's had a stop-start career, just failed at flyweight, losing to Jason Boone, and Peter Coleshaw stopped him early in his career. But what a comeback he's had, Napa.
Well, that was better defence from Napa there, slipping and sliding well. Ballone, pace has dropped a little bit, still that dangerous looking left hand lead though.
A smear of blood on the head of Napa, not sure if that's come from the eye of Ballone. Still looks self-assured, Ian Napa, full of confidence. But he's got to keep working, he's got to get scoring punches in.
Yep, and he's got to be out in the centre of the ring where he is now. Ballone hasn't produced too much in this round so far. So this is it, wants to just come up himself a little bit more often, Napa. Take the initiative a little bit more. Don't be pushed back where he is now.
There's the dangerous left hand from the Southpaw champion. As Napa tries to get his jabs and left hooks going on that eye damage.
Well, the exchange punches there, and Ballone was the one who backed off from it. So Napa sometimes takes a round or two to get the rhythm, and he's looking the part a little bit more now. I like this much better from Napa.
Just with that one knockout, everyone sees him as a really light puncher, Ian Napa, but he did rock Martin Power in that excellent tussle here at York Hall. Also, he floored Nicky Booth early in his career, so he can hit just a bit, maybe enough.
And he's setting the pace at the moment. And I think the fact that Napa is naturally relaxed in his boxing, he could last the pace better than Ballone, who seems to tense up before he throws his shots. Good stuff from Napa.
Yeah, good round this for Ian Napa. And remember, he's the one that's been boxing regularly.
Man, you're more skillful than this guy by far, more skillful than this guy, yeah? Right, the traffic's turning your way. Keep it neat, that's what I want to see every round, yeah?
Close your eye.
Right? Keep it neat every round, yeah? Show him the little feints, give him the
3-1 on now, Ballone. Napa out at 9-4. That's interesting because that was a good round for Napa.
Exactly. Drop it to the body, then come up to the top with it. Don't jump in with it, man. Come on, listen.
Touch him to the body, man.
Okay.
All right, this is where all that hard training coming in now, man.
There you go, boy.
Have it come out.
Yeah?
He's thrown more Napa. One between them on the computer. This is tight. Be fascinating to get a peek at the judges' cards. But the Napa corner, Jim, believe the traffic's turning. They're right, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they know he just produced a good round there. I mean, the rounds are all close. But Napa, I was impressed with his work rate and his defensive boxing in that round.
Second half and second challenge for the European Bantamweight title for Ian Napa. Will it be a happy Hackney tonight in East London? The red and black, remember, of the lovely stylist who's just starting to get to grips with Carmelo Ballone, who's been strong and sturdy and threatening for the first half.
Well, this is where Napa wants the action out in the centre of the ring, where he has room to move, doesn't want back tuck. It's been warned for holding, but we've seen a fair bit of that from the champion.
He's missing now as well, Ballone, and there was a bit of a jaded look to him as he went back to the red corner at the halfway stage. Oh, the volume and the work rates increased of Napa. The belief and confidence are flying.
Just that dangerous left hand from Ballone now and again, pops it out. Napa is not coping with that too well. But thankfully, we're not seeing it too often as this fight wears on.
That hook landed on the cut, that one as well. Remember, to the cards if it stopped on that injury, but they've done well in the corner. Patching it up might really start to affect Ballone's vision now. It's definitely a swing in momentum.
But again, the power coming from Ballone from that straight left lead that Napa just cannot deal with, cannot find the answer to.
Just trouble though, Ballone, with the body shots from Napa. Looks at his corner. Heads coming close together again. And he's putting the hooks in from side to side.
Well, Napa's going to have to look busy as he's doing now to impress these European judges. So Ballone kind of popping now and again with the left hand. There it goes again. Napa that little bit busier, I feel.
Yeah, countering right, good jab, blood flows from the eye of Ballone. And these left hooks are working well for Ian Napa.
I would just prefer to see work of this quality from Napa, but out in the centre of the ring. You don't want this fellow to look as though he's in the driving seat. I feel this is another good round for Napa, another close one. He's been that little bit more accurate.
Napa is improving after a slow start. And he's starting to outbox Ballone. There's less coming from the champion noticeably.
Maybe out-toughing him as well at times.
You're rolling over this guy now, man. That's how it's got to be, yeah? Where's that sponge gone? Get that sponge. Oh, yeah, rub him up, man. That's good, man. Rolling over this kid now.
Some water, man.
Yeah, give him some water, man. Keep it nice and there. Give him a little feints, man. You know, everything, he's so tired now, he reacts to everything you do. Give him the feints, draw out his big lead. Just
Yeah, a bit more rhythm coming from Napa. Ballone still with that powerful looking left hand lead, but we're not seeing it quite so often now. And Napa, I felt, was the one putting punches together in that round. And the body shot, beautiful body shot, which maybe a good plan. This fellow's defence is fairly wide.
don't worry about that. Yeah, well, you can see, concentrate. You know what he's doing. You can see, he's only got his left hand. He's only got his left hand.
Deep breaths again, size from Carmelo Ballone. And we have plenty of action to go. 5 rounds. And the momentum is with Ian Napa, you sense. It's the 193rd round of Napa's career. And after his problems out of the ring, he's getting it right inside it. Lovely shot there.
That was a beautiful left hook from Napa, but it didn't budge Ballone in the slightest. Ballone trying now again to re-establish the earlier tactics of bullying Napa to the ropes. Napa must make sure the action takes place out where it is now.
Damage under the left eye too for Ballone to contend with. Just a smear of bruise and punch picking from Napa with the right hand. The hard work in the gym and the timing down to all the sparring. But he's always been clever, Jim.
Yeah, well, I mean, all the physical advantages, he's had to develop a style to compensate for that, and he's done it in fine style. I mean, he's a throwback fighter. That punch seemed to worry Ballone. He backed off from that one, took a bit of a gulp. Yeah, he's in trouble. He's clutching.
Yeah, he's hurt here. He looks at his corner. Oh, there's a desperate sort of feel to Ballone. He's being hurt by these body shots. And this 8th round is a really hot one for Ian Napa, who is now on the charge.
Ballone has been knocked right out of the fight at the moment. I don't think he can get his breath. There goes another one.
Straight through the middle. Ian Napa warned us beforehand that he was punching harder. And don't be surprised if the knockout comes. The gum shield is loose. A minute to go in the 8th. And this is a crisis time for the champion, Carmelo Ballone.
Looking at the corner again, Adam, he is not liking this one bit. This is the biggest round of the fight so far.
He's walked back to the corner there, almost as if he was going to say no more. Right hand from Napa.
Body shots can do the job here for him tonight. He's landed a couple behind the elbow, but the ones for the solar plexus has taken everything away from Ballone.
Carmelo Ballone falling apart in front of our eyes. And Napa can sense it. Punches to the body. Now let's see what the champion's made of. He is not happy. He has really got to suck it up in the minute in between rounds. It's a huge session for Ian Napa. Right hand jolts Ballone back. And this is incredible stuff for the so-called non-puncher from East London.
Huge round for Ian Napa. Could pick a better time to produce it.
Crispy, c'est pas grave. Et alors, qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Tu sais pas supporter? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Hein? T'as peur? Qu'est-ce que j'ai peur? Alors,
He looks finished, exhausted. Is he spent?
Well, we saw a couple of pep talks in some of the earlier rounds as though they were talking him into this. It's maybe a lot tougher. And that's the shot that just took everything away from Ballone. Right up through the middle. We're going to see it again. From that point, he was struggling and coming back with his own left hand. Napa complaining about him holding and hitting, which I've got to say he's been doing in most of the rounds. But we were hoping Napa could put a dent in this fellow. He certainly did it in that round.
ça va? Alors, comment tu te sens?
It's becoming desperate for Carmelo Ballone, who might have forged the lead, but surely Napa has got the edge in scoring and certainly in the fight now. What will Ballone do?
Well, Napa has found the weakness. Beautiful jab from Napa. It's the body shots that can do it. Look how wide Ballone's hands are, as they have been all the way through this. So there's plenty of target there up through the middle. Look at the confidence now in Napa's demeanour.
And the accuracy too from Ian Napa. He's bided his time. And this experience of the longer distances, having to pace himself because he hasn't scored the early knockouts, Napa. Mixed with his boxing brain, he's an intelligent guy out of the ring, Ian Napa. He's thought about this, and he's boxing beautifully.
And Ballone looking for breathers. Napa doesn't want to give him those. Stepping after him all the way. Not too many punches landing at the moment, but Napa just keeps pressurising, staying on his case.
And Ballone on the retreat as well. That's a real shift. A smile from Napa through the gum shield as he comes forward. Is it in his hands now, Napa?
Yeah, well, he looks now as though he's in the driving seat. He's looking now as though the strength of Ballone is not the problem it was in the earlier rounds. He just wants to get a few more punches out. Lovely, popped a nice right hand lead there.
Maybe it all happened too early for him, Ian Napa, in the first phase of his career. As Ballone comes back with a combination, just threatening again. Napa back to the body work. But he's more mature now at 30, Napa. He's gone through so much.
Just like to see him go back to the body target again. Would have reaped the rewards in the previous round, but he hasn't hunted the body here.
And Ballone just trying to steady himself and utilise the jab for the first time in a while. Can't let him recover, can he, Napa? He's got to really take it to him.
Maybe just a little bit too much posing from Napa in spells here. He's not taking anything back. But I think Ballone is quite happy with the respite. He's looking for the breather.
Dug a bit deeper though, Ballone, who almost looked on the verge of quitting in the 8th round. And a swagger from Napa, who believes he's well and truly in the driving seat now.
Well, all the action out in the centre of the ring, but I'd like to see Napa a little bit busier.
A little bit quicker, but not stupid.
Tells the story, doesn't it? Downcast in the red corner, the champions, Carmelo Ballone, and now look at the odds. 12-1 on Ian Napa to win. Remember, he was the underdog when we started out. Ballone 6-1 against. Just gauging opinion at ringside. Most, Jim, have Napa in a 1, 2 or 3 point lead.
Yeah, well, he's turned the whole thing around and he is now imposing himself on Ballone. Ballone realises he has to come up with better, but it looked as though his heart was sinking in a couple of the previous rounds. Lovely right hand. Just want to see Napa make it obvious he's the boss.
9 minutes to go. His coveted European Bantamweight title on the line. Carmelo Ballone, he's sprung back into life. Doesn't want to give it up without a real fight. But the boxing ability of Ian Napa starting to tell the story.
Well, this is back to the earlier type of action with Ballone pushing him back to the ropes. We don't want to see that again.
Once or twice in the earlier rounds, I didn't feel that Ballone liked it too much to the body, and I think Napa sensed that, certainly in the middle part of this. Can he just target that area again? Ballone with a left hook. That was a good punch.
Ballone has changed the tempo a little bit now. He looks as though he's prepared to try to take the initiative a little bit more. He seemed to go to sleep for a couple of rounds. Bit more ambition now than he's won.
Again, they've done an excellent job patching up the eye that went in the 5th round from the head clash. But now, if it was stopped on that injury, I think it would be a different story. Ian Napa may well be taking the belt home. There's the body shot, right hand, down he goes. Carmelo Ballone, delayed reaction. The count's at 5. Is the championship about to change hands and come to England? He's up. There's over a minute left in the round, and Ian Napa has found the answer. These body shots are the king.
Well, I'm amazed that Napa's taken so long to start targeting the body again. Look at the result, guys. Look at the way Ballone is clutching for dear life there. Just be careful he doesn't walk onto that left lead.
Left hook though to the head from Napa. Ballone gasping for air. Clock ticking down in the 10th round. And the feeling around the York Hall is one of joy and excitement. They believe that Napa's on the very verge.
Again, Ballone holding and hitting, and Napa's getting the warning for it. I don't understand this. Good right hand, a glancing blow, but a good shot. This is the tempo Napa wants. He's relaxed. He's worked at this tempo before.
Looks totally calm as he throws more body shots. Trying to get his elbows down Ballone. But another big round for Ian Napa.
Suck it up, man.
Suck it up, let's go.
You want this European title? Huh?
Yeah.
Talk to me. Well, you got 2 fucking rounds.
Excuse the language,
Yeah, you keep that
but
fucking
they are
pressure on
an excited corner. Yes, he says, how he wants this title.
Well, that's the body shot right up through the middle again, same as the last one. Same as the last one, the little delayed action. He tried to stay on his feet, tried to stay focused, but everything had been taken out of him. The shots round behind the elbow haven't had the same effect, so I'm surprised we haven't been seeing more body attacks. That's the left hook, which is also working. The only danger, a beautiful left hook, bang on the button. That also troubled Ballone. Just has to be careful of the left-hand lead, but apart from that, things really in place for him.
Sprightly, still looking fresh. Napa, and look at that face of Carmelo Ballone, who knows he's been in a really hard one. This challenge from Ian Napa is very different for his first European one against Simone Maladrotu. This time the confidence is there, and he's delivering these body shots with venom.
See, I look at Napa's knockout statistics. His record doesn't tell the full story. It doesn't tell the great chin he's got and the grit that he can show when it's required.
And you're right what you said earlier, he's adapted a style that works for him.
Yeah, all the physical disadvantages, he's just found an answer. Just a little throwback fighter, just has learned it from inside to out.
That knockdown surely will be excellent for Napa on the cards. We've seen 1 or 2 strange decisions. That one that Damien Kelly lost out against Simone Maladrotu in Belfast. So Napa might still want to try and finish this early.
Well, Ballone realises he has to come up with something. He's back to the earlier tactics, pinning Napa on the ropes, picking his shots. Napa doesn't want to be there. I've got him a cushion on my scorecard, but not so much that he can start coasting.
Yep, yours is unofficial. There's a Spanish judge, a German judge, and a Frenchman at ringside who matter. Left hand from Ballone, who is the champion. Napa with his home advantage, and how he's doing this for himself, his fans, and that tight-knit family.
Well, big effort from Ballone in this round. I think his corner have told him it's much needed, and he's responded with it.
It's been gritty from Ballone, who's been in deep trouble a couple of times. Still there, still trying, still proud. But Napa, he just looks cool, calm, and as though he could box another 5-6 rounds, Jim.
Yeah, but Ballone's going back to the tactics that worked for him earlier. Just walking Napa back to the ropes, back into the corner, and just waiting and picking his moments to throw the punches. Big improvement in Ballone's work in this round.
Yeah, more work rate from Ballone. Come back well. It's been a really interesting fight to watch, hasn't it?
That's that dangerous left hand lead again. Well, Napa is never in a bad fight, and that's the case again tonight.
That's why the knowledgeable York Hall crowd love Ian Napa. But did he give that one away?
This guy's going to come hard in this last one. You better meet him. Yeah. Neat.
Yeah.
All right then. Get neat,
some
man.
Put some water on his head. Let me take some water.
Drink some water, man. I want it neat, man. Don't fucking look. Don't bother punk out now. You just better stay focused.
Come on, give me that.
Give me a drink. You just stay focused on this round, yeah?
Look up.
You know what I'm saying? Last round, stay focused. Give me a little shot, a little move. I want quick counters. Proper ones, yeah? All right, he's going to try and come out and push you back. Think if you have to meet him halfway, meet him halfway.
Okay, good.
But don't just be in there swinging.
All right, you got
little
that?
moves, make him miss and make him pay.
Okay, you got that? What did he say?
You got this in your hand.
Good. All right.
Firing himself up, Ian Napa.
Seconds out.
In this warm
last round.
York Hall, full of atmosphere and fire tonight. They touch gloves, respect between the pair, that's good to see. And the European title that Carmelo Ballone won in December 2007, maybe slipping away from Belgium, maybe. We have Napa in front, have the judges.
I think Napa found the previous round a bit of a struggle. I think it's been a massive effort to turn things around in this fight, which we reckon he has done. But is it beginning to take its toll? And there's a bit of desperation now in Ballone's work. What he's got, he's pouring it out now. Napa's going to have to do the same.
Yeah, there's been an improvement in Ballone's boxing. There had to be the last couple of rounds. Napa forcing himself a bit. Some of these rounds, certainly early on, were close. But the knockdown, that might really have helped Napa's cause. He's got to drag it out.
Yeah, but he's just got to grit his teeth and let the punches flow. We've seen him do it in the past, we know he can do it. But Ballone back to those previous tactics, walking him into the corner, taking his time and picking his shots. And he's at times looks that bit more effective than Napa.
Napa with the up and down career, but Ballone has been up and down in this fight. He's had to answer a few questions himself. Napa tries the body attack again. Just over a minute to go. Are we heading towards the judges' scorecards?
And that's good work for Ballone. He's feinting, forcing Napa into making the first defensive move, then throwing the punches. He knows what he's doing, this fellow. Here's Napa's response again.
People starting to get to their feet here. Most willing Napa on, but some behind us. Real Ballone fans who've travelled And are desperate to see him take his title home. Good left. Napa drops his hand. It's not been a good finish, this, for the Londoner.
He doesn't want to take these clean shots. Can't get this fella three shots at the target. Good body shot from Ballone as well. Not the finish we wanted from Napa, but I think it's been a massive struggle in the middle rounds to turn this thing around. But not the finishing round we hoped for.
10 seconds to go. We had a wonderful British story when Rendell Munro lifted the European title against Kiko Martinez. There'll be plenty of happy English fans if Ian Napa has lifted this, and there is 3 children. He believes, Ian Napa. I think he's got it, and you do too.
Yeah, I do too. I think he deserves it. I mean, yeah, you can see they're celebrating already, a kind of forlorn look there. I mean, Ballone did raise his hands at the end of it, but I think his corner must have told him he had massive work to do in the last couple of rounds. That happened after a couple of rounds up, and that's with him losing the last couple of rounds too. The knockdown in the 10th round was a massive time to come up with that kind of stuff. But for me, that put him into an unassailable lead. So 2 points to have him up. Hopefully the judges have seen it the same way or similar, because I feel he deserves to be champion.
Yeah, I've got him by 3, Napa, but it was a tough start for him.
Yeah, well, this fellow seemed that the strength of Ballone was worried me, because that let Napa down the last time he boxed at this level, and it looked to be a problem in the early rounds. But Napa, as he has always done, knows how to grit the teeth and just grind it out. Things looked a little bit bleak at times. The straight left-hand lead from Ballone caused Napa problems all the way through. He never found an answer to it. There it is again there. But the body shots started turning things in his favour, and that's when you saw that forlorn look in Ballone's face. These body shots certainly took their toll, but there was the ones right up through the middle that did the real damage, caused the knockdown and knocked the fight out of Ballone. 10th round, a massive round for Napa. They had a little delayed action shot. Surprised we didn't see more body attacks up through the middle from Napa, but doesn't matter on my card. I feel he won it. I feel he deserves to be European champion. Look forward to hearing what the judges think.
Yeah, the body language suggests Napa threw more, he landed more. The success on the computer is with him, but it is in the hands of the 3 judges. Frank Maloney looks delighted, and it will be such a heartwarming story for British boxing. Take nothing away from Carmelo Ballone. He wants to keep hold of this title, but Ian Napa, he's been through some really hard times. And if these 3 judges give him the nod now, this place will erupt.
Ladies and gentlemen, after a wonderful contest, we go to your judges' scorecard, where we have a split decision, a majority decision. Judge Francois Topin scores it 114 to both boxers. Judge Arno Pokrand of Germany scores the contest 114-130 in favor of Napa. And your final judge, Manuel Oliver Palomo of Spain, scores it 114 points to 113 points in favor of your winner. And new European Bantamweight champion, the Dappa one, Ian Napa.
It was close on the cards. Ian Napa won't care one little bit. The celebrations start after a 10-year career. Not only has he won the Lonsdale belt, but he's the European Bantamweight champion, and that is a really feel-good tale.